Page for T's and C's.
Welcome to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. We are back, and thank you again for joining us.
If you haven't listened to our episode from Wednesday yet, you really need to check it out. We had the wonderful Kelsey Anderson on, who is Joey's fiance, and is she not the most amazing person?
Way mature, beyond her years. I mean, and beautiful. And the hair. How about her hair?
I can't stop talking about her hair. But I mean, wouldn't you love to have the life that they're having? They're talking about moving to New York. They've been in Hawaii and Portugal. And I mean, they are living the life. Their best life, truly.
Absolutely. And I just hope that they continue to do so. They're all over the place.
But don't they? I mean, she just seems so happy to me. Mm-hmm. Did you love the part about teaching Joey about skincare?
I know, and he's very interested because I saw him on Instagram with the eye patches on. But wait, how about she's the baby and the first one to be engaged?
Can you believe that?
It's so cute.
And then did you hear her? She wants to be an auntie. And I did not know that she wants to adopt children.
Yeah,
I did not. Did you
know? She said adopt at least one and then have one. Isn't that special?
I think she should adopt one or two and have 2 or 3 of her own. Good
luck,
I
Joey. Think 2 is good, Joey. 2 is good. I'm with you.
Remember, man to man to his own defense.
And today we do have some great fan questions. I can't wait to get into these. And don't forget, if you have a question for Kathy and I, send them in. Go to bachelornation.com/golden hour and we'll talk about them.
We certainly will. We have our opinions. But before we do that, let's get started with today's question of the day. Are you ready, Susan?
I sure am.
All right. Everyone always says, when you know, you know. What does that feel like?
Ooh, it's a good feeling. When you know, I think of a positive thing, right? Or when you know, it's a red flag and run. It could be quite the opposite, but I like the positive.
What if you know, but your partner doesn't, the other person doesn't know?
Oh, that will suck.
I know. I don't know. How many times have you known? Like I knew with my husband. Do you know, this is true story. When I met my husband, I was at a fraternity party. I had just turned 18. The drinking age was 18 back then. And he was at college in New York State. And I went to this fraternity party with my roommate, and everyone was drinking with red cups. And you just saw the sea of guys in a fraternity with red cups, with the red Solo cups. And I looked at this guy across the room, and I said to my roommate, I'm going to marry that guy. I just had this connection when I saw him.
I remember that story. Yes, I do.
So I knew.
So when you know, people. But hopefully you both know.
That's exactly.
All right, you ready? Let's get into it. Hi, Kathy and Susan. I love your podcast. I was married for 25 years. My husband and I did not see eye to eye financially. It came to a head when he retired early without us having good financial footing. We opened a business which left us in a 6-figure debt, and then he moved out. Oh, God. To top it off, our divorce was horrible. He sued me for alimony. I came through all of that. God bless you. I met a man who treats me with so much love, devotion, and respect. I am not sure why, but I feel really guilty. My ex has always struggled financially, and my role in the marriage was fixer. Oh, I know that feeling. I feel like I'm not able to move on freely unless I know my ex is okay. I don't know how to let this feeling go. Wow.
I can't even.
What a good-hearted woman she is.
There's so many questions I have. I mean, why? It came to a head when he retired early without them having good financial footing, and then he sues her for alimony?
Well, because she made more money, obviously. I mean, she's the breadwinner now, but you found love. He's going to survive on his own. He already went through that. You can't fix him.
That's the answer, Susan. You
can't
can't.
fix
You
it.
can only fix yourself.
Mhm.
You can't fix anyone else.
And God
Dawn,
bless you. You found somebody that loves you.
yeah, he's. I don't want to sound harsh, but literally, you've come through six-figure debt, and he
Debt.
moved out. You supported him as much as you could. It's now time for you to have a little happiness.
Mhm.
If he can't figure it out, that's not your problem. But I mean, I think it's her
When she
problem.
says, unless I know my ex is okay.
She
Okay
can't know that.
financially? What are you going to support him?
I'm saying
You can't.
to know he's okay. If he's put them in debt and she says they don't see eye to eye financially. Obviously, this is not a new problem. I mean, how is she going to make sure he's okay?
I don't know, but I wish you luck, honey, and be with the guy that loves you right now. You did
How
enough.
lucky, right? How lucky
Yes.
is she to have found a guy that loves her?
Yes.
Dawn, focus on that. Focus on the new love that you found, and let the rest take care of itself, because you can't fix anybody else.
And let the guilt go.
Yeah,
You don't carry that.
Guilt is just a wasteful emotion.
We wish you luck,
Okay.
Dawn.
Let me go to the next question. This is from Anonymous.
Okay.
Hello, beautiful ladies. I need some wise advice, and I couldn't think of anybody better to ask since my grandma has recently passed. She would have known exactly what to say on this topic. My boyfriend and I are 29 years old and have been together for almost 5 years. We are talking about taking the next step and getting engaged in the next year or so. Our relationship is honestly perfect, and I think he's the love of my life. We've lived together for 3 years and have the cutest fur baby together. I knew he was going to be my future husband from the second I laid eyes on him. Sounds like me.
Go.
Of course, there was a catch. We've both been dealing with some medical issues that are making our sex drive non-existent. We've tried almost everything, including working with our doctors to resolve it over the last 2 years, but it seems to only be getting worse. I want to marry this guy, and I do feel ready for that next step. But am I investing into a sexless marriage? Aren't these supposed to be our fun years? We're both attractive, spontaneous, fun-loving people. So it's frustrating to only be having sex once every 2 months. I struggle with mixed feelings of being shallow and wanting to have a high sex drive partner. We are very affectionate, just missing the sex. We are big communicators and understand that both of us.
Do you feel like if there were somebody else, you would have great sex? Is it just
Yeah,
him?
I'm a little confused. Is
Yeah.
it medical issues?
We
or
need to know more.
we need to know more. But here's one thing that I think you and I can both agree. They're young, and if she's interested in sex, they better figure it out, because that's something that could drive a wedge in their relationship, I
It
think.
very well could. I agree. And we wish you luck. But if you want to tell us a little more, maybe we can help you figure this out. But we wish you the best.
Good luck.
I think when you're in a relationship, being able to travel with somebody is like
So easy to find your perfect beach or quiz.
How would you like to win an AI
to make mealtime more special?
Okay, this one's from Katie. Hi, Susan and Kathy. I loved watching you both on The Golden Bachelor, and I'm so happy we get more of you on this podcast. Thanks. My question is this. I am 33 with 2 little boys, a 5-year-old and a 20-month-old. I've been blessed with an amazing job where I get to work from home and be a full-time mom and a full-time marketing director. The problem is I never feel like I can be 100% a good mom or 100% a good employee. Recently, a great job opportunity popped up where I would be a teacher. I'd lose my flexibility I have now, but I get to separate work from home and have summers off. I think I want to take the job, but I'm being held down with guilt at losing time with my boys. Do you have any advice? Yes, I do.
So don't we both?
You need to do you. You're going to be home in the summer with them, and that's a plus.
I think that it's one of the biggest fallacies out there that anyone can be 100% great mom and 100% good employee. I think that women really have it tough. Historically, we've been asked to do it all, right? And more two family incomes are required. And so women, my daughter, we talk about this all the time. She has a high pressure job and her daughter now is in daycare. You can't do it all, Katie. You can't be 100% great mom, 100% great employee. Now, oh, by the way, you didn't mention this, but you need to be a good wife and partner.
We don't know. Is she happily married? Maybe she's a single mom. I don't know. Does it say that?
Oh, you're right. It doesn't say that. So
Right.
maybe she is single. But the point is, you can't do it all. And we as women are expected to sometimes to do it all. You got to cut yourself some slack here, Katie.
And I want to know how you did full-time mom, full-time job at the same time. That has to be difficult. You need
I don't
a
know.
break.
My daughter has worked from home, and I don't know. You've got 2 kids crawling on you.
Two. I know. That's a
I'm
lot.
guessing the 100% good employee maybe is in her mind only.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Susan. Katie, take the teaching job. I taught. I loved having summers off.
And you'll like getting out of the house.
Yeah,
and
your boys
feeling
will be
like,
fine.
They're
They'll
going to
be
miss you in the
fine.
beginning. It's going to be a struggle, but just know you'll get to spend 3 long months in the summer with them. I think that's what
And you
I
know
would do.
what? When you come home from work, it's better to have, I think, a couple of hours of really good quality time than, 8 hours where you're trying to juggle work and family and home. So
And that can
take the great
exhaust
job.
you.
Yeah,
That
take
would
the great
wear you
job.
out. Yeah.
You'll be
Yep.
glad. Okay. Hi, Susan and Kathy. I really enjoy listening to your podcast. I work in healthcare, and one of my patients brought to my attention a situation she is currently in. For some reason, it made me think of you both and was wondering what your advice would be. She is 61 years old. She is a caregiver for a man who is 84 years old. She lives with him, and both of them are single. They both have kids from their previous marriages. She loves her job and spending time with him. She told me at her appointment last week that her client has asked her to marry him.
Oh.
He does not have any ailments, dementia included. He wants to leave his house to her and his money. Apparently, he doesn't have a good relationship with his kids. She was shocked, unsure if this is morally wrong. She admits he has treated her the nicest any man has ever. He has promised her it doesn't have to be sexual either, just wants her to hold his hand while they watch TV. She has no idea what to do. I am dying to know what you both think. Love you both. Well, thank you, Caitlin. That is a lot. What do you think, Susan?
It is. Okay, she's a caregiver, so obviously they're friends now because she's there all the time. I mean, do you have anything in your life other than this man? What about her personal life?
She said they both have kids from their previous marriages. They both have children.
Right. Okay, so she's
And-
not married and she's spending every minute with him.
Right. I think
I mean, do you like him? Do you love him? Could you be his
this
wife?
sounds
Yeah.
very transactional to me.
Yeah.
This sounds like, I don't think this person would be asking the question if the guy had no money. It would be, no, I've got my job, I'm taking care of him. But apparently, and I don't mean to sound harsh, but she says, is it morally wrong? I don't think morals come into it. It's maybe ethically. There's a question of, is it right to marry someone because you're going to gain financial, you're going to have financial gain from it? But
Well, the kids are going to say that.
yeah,
his
But you
kids.
know what? If he's
Yep.
got an ironclad will, good luck. I mean, I think that's really harsh.
I
of
think
him
she has
to-
to ask herself how she feels about him, right?
Well, did you hear in this that she loves him anywhere? I didn't hear it.
No. Mm-mm. I think he
And
cares about her and he wants
He cares
her.
about her and he wants to leave her the money. But you know what?
She's got.
She doesn't have to marry him to do that. He can leave her money in his will. I think there's more to it. I think he wants he wants
He wants
24
her.
hour.
He
Well,
wants
he
her.
wants someone that 24 hours a day.
Yeah. But you got to ask yourself, babe, how do you feel? Do you want to be with this man until he
24
goes?
hours a day.
Yes. Yeah,
Because you
that's-
will be
it's all
caring
up
for
to
him
you.
24 hours a day.
And Don, just stop worrying about the kids and people's opinions. It's about you, what you want.
Yeah. Well, I don't, Susan, will you come and take care of me if I
Oh,
write you in my
God.
will?
Are you going to leave me all your money?
What money?
Okay, the next one's from Chloe. And she says, "Hi, Kathy and Susan. My husband really wants to have a second child, but the more time goes on, the more I feel like I don't. What are your thoughts on how to navigate this? I know you're going to say communicate. Oh, they know us, Kath. But the problem is that we do talk about it. Ultimately, he says it's my decision, but I know he really, really wants it. What would you do?"
Again, on these questions, we don't have enough information. I want to know why she doesn't want a second child. I mean, to me, that's important. If it's because her career, is taken off and she doesn't want to go back to diapers or whatever, if that's the issue, then they can talk about what other ways they could get help taking care of the baby. But if it's, I mean,
it's a whole new ball game when you have more than one. It really is. Now, you could talk about having an only child and what that means and think about that. You don't want.
Would you have wanted? I would say to her, have another one, because I had 3 children, Chloe, but I would not want my child to have all the responsibility of being an only child. And many of my friends who have had only children, their kids have, they're older now. They've said they wish they had a sibling to share the responsibilities with.
I just wanted one child. My husband's career, he was traveling everywhere in baseball, and I got pregnant again with twins, and I was in shock. I love them to death today, but it was hard. It was hard when you feel like that's all you want. It's a tough decision, but you and your husband absolutely should communicate.
Well,
you
wait
were
a
right.
minute. Did you and your husband talk about it?
No, it was an accident.
Oh, so you really only wanted one child.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, because of our
See,
lifestyle and how we moved around, and it was just going to be too hard, and it was difficult. I don't regret my boys. I love my boys, but yeah,
I don't know.
See.
I don't think it's fair. Do you think it's fair for Chloe's husband to say it's ultimately her decision? I just don't think that's fair either. That's not fair.
Well, he doesn't want to be the one that she blames if she has a second child and says, see, you made me do this, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you know what? Chloe, if you decide to have a second child and you make that decision, then you can never go back and say, you made me do this, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I love kids, so I would say, Chloe, have a second one. They're blessings. They're fun. They're, there's always going to be more month than money, Chloe, so don't worry about that,
Amen.
right?
We wish you a lot of luck. And thank you to everyone who wrote in.
Oh, wait, Susan, we have time for one more.
Whoa, okay.
So hold the phone. Roberto, who's 29 from Michigan. Hi, Golden Hour. I am writing in about my future father-in-law. My fiance and I have been together for 5 years, and we're very much in love and looking forward to getting married. I am struggling with my future father-in-law, though, because he is having a very hard time sharing his little girl with me. I am nothing but kind and respectful around their family, but he always finds a reason to pick on every little thing I do. Ugh. He brings it up with his daughter, but never me, which puts us in a weird position. He feels like he raised the perfect woman, and he's single now, and I don't think he wants to share her with anyone, not just me. One time he didn't speak to me for months and didn't tell me or his daughter why. Any idea on how to try to mend our relationship before the wedding? I want to feel better about all this on the wedding day and to feel like one family. I'm not taking his little girl from him. We all just love her.
Oh, poor guy. Oh, my God. So does she know about this?
He says he didn't talk to his fiance
right.
or him for months, and they don't know why.
Right.
I got to say, I had a similar issue. My husband was the oldest of 3 kids, and he was his mom's favorite. And they did not like me coming along. And it was tough. It was tough in our marriage.
What did you do?
You know, I have to say I probably didn't handle it the best way. My husband was very respectful to his parents, and he loved his parents very much. But I remember him saying to them one day, saying to his mother, "Mom, we've been married, I can't remember, 30 years. I love Kathy. Why can't you accept her?" And she just looked at him and said, "Well, I do, but." I mean, and so I guess my answer is to you, Roberto, you may not be able to change your future father-in-law. He may just hold on to that. Hopefully, once you're married and he sees how you cherish his daughter, he will warm up to you. But like I repeatedly say, you can only change yourself.
I would honestly have a talk with her, and maybe they could approach the father together. You know what I mean? I mean, speak your piece. I mean, it sounds like she doesn't really know what's going on as much as he feels. And I don't blame you for feeling weird about it. I get it. You want to feel welcome. You want to feel a part of the family.
You know,
So
everyone
maybe-
talks about joining families. I mean, did you get along great with your in-laws? I'm sure you did. Yeah. It's hard. Not everyone does.
No, I know.
I mean, I
And
love my son-in-law.
My daughter-in-law's just precious. I have no issues.
I know,
My
that's
son-in-law,
weird. You and I share that in common, don't we? We
Yeah.
both love our in-laws.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I wish you all the best, Roberto. I hope your wedding is the day that you want it to be, and that your marriage is the marriage you want it to be.
I know. Or daddy might lose his little girl. You know, there's always that too.
Oh, don't you
mean,
hate? Oh, you don't
yes,
want to
I
make him
hate
choose.
to. No, you don't. But he needs to treat him with some respect. I mean, that's a shame. That could cause problems.
Yeah.
But we
Well,
wish
thank you
the
to
very
everyone who
best.
wrote in. We're wishing you guys the best. And if you want to send us a question, head to bachelornation.com/golden hour and submit yours now. We love hearing from you, so keep those questions coming.
I think when you're in a relationship,
Vacations.com, click
Podcasts.
And rather than be heard by millions, see webpage for T's and C's.
To everyone looking to make me
All right. Before we wrap up of the day, though, should we play a game of our moral quandary? What do you think, Kathy?
Oh, I love this. I love it. All right, let's do it. We'll switch off reading the quandary and we'll give our thoughts on what we would do. Okay, Susan, you want to go ahead and start?
Okay. Here we go. You've been dating someone for a few months and things are going well. You discover that your partner had a criminal record from 10 years ago. They've since turned their life around completely and all crimes were nonviolent. Do you confront them about it, and does it change how you feel about continuing the relationship? Well, hell yeah, you confront them. You want to know what it was. First of all, how'd you find that out?
I mean,
Communicate.
well, wait a minute. I mean, Susan, we're talking one DUI here. It says
I know, depends
all
on
the
what it
crimes.
is.
How many damn crimes were there?
The partner had a criminal record from 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would bring it up and ask. It wouldn't be a
Yeah.
deal breaker for me. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah, and people do change. And like they said, it was nonviolent. So it could have been something stupid like a DUI. You're right.
Well, I mean, a
But,
DUI can be
yes.
can be really serious. But yeah, I mean, I would
definitely
You got to
would
ask.
confront him. Yes. Yes.
All right, here's the next one.
All right.
You were ghosted by someone you were dating for several months. After a year, they come back and apologize profusely, wanting to rekindle the relationship. Do you give them another chance? You're single and looking. Everything was great until they ghosted you. Their excuse is that they were going through a tough time, but they don't elaborate further than that.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. No, 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 no. No.
Oh, wait a minute. You wouldn't?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, I would.
Why?
We had a great
Because
relationship.
They don't elaborate. They were going through a tough time. Well, you know what?
Wait
Call
a minute.
me and tell me you're going through a tough time before you ghost me.
Okay, wait a minute. By definition, if they ghost you, they're not going to reach out and call you. But here's the thing. They don't elaborate further. Guess what they're going to do before I date them again? They're going to elaborate further.
Yes, better
So
be
I
good.
would give the guy a chance. I would give him a chance. I wouldn't say, okay, all's forgiven. Let's start dating again. I would give him a chance and ask him to tell me what happened and why he ghosted me. I think you would do
I would
that.
want to know why, yes, but
So
he
even
did
if
it once. He may do it again. I don't know. No, I don't feel good about that one. I'd talk to him and hear his story and wish him luck. Yeah, I'm not feeling that one. Okay. Your teenager has been acting secretive and spending a lot of time on their phone. Do you go through their messages and social media accounts to ensure they are safe?
You don't want my answer.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm looking at it anytime I want. And
I'm you're
if
a
you don't
parent.
like it, I'm the parent. I think that's one of the issues today. Parents are sometimes afraid to parent. You're not your child's friend. You're the parent.
And
So-
God forbid they're getting themselves in some kind of trouble. I mean, you have to be there.
Right.
You got to peek.
I think you're absolutely right. And I think the fact, even if they weren't I'm being honest, even if they weren't acting secretive, my deal, my kids, when they were teenagers, literally, they didn't have cell phones because they weren't there until my youngest, but they had beepers. And my deal was, my oldest one had a beeper. What's that called? Like where you,
Yeah,
a
that's
pager,
beeper.
a pager.
Pager.
And if he didn't call me right back from a landline, because that's what we had back then,
Yeah.
he was in deep trouble. I don't care. Like that's the deal. So I think parents, I know I'm probably going to catch some flack for this, but do you agree with me, Susan, that you should always be able to go through your child's phone at any time and put controls
They're not
on
going
it
to
too?
like it. They're definitely not going to like it. But you got to keep an eye on them. They're teenagers. They make mistakes.
And their
you're
brains
there,
are not fully formed.
and you're there to guide and help.
right.
They're
And
going to
be
hate
parent.
you for it. Trust and believe me. And my daughter just went through it. I'm like, whoa. And she's telling me the things that her daughter was saying. I was like, ouch.
Okay, I got to ask you, what age? We have grandkids. What age would you
She's
give
gonna
a child
be
a phone?
Oh, today in
Yeah,
today's
if,
world,
if you had kids today, how old would they be if you gave them a phone?
10, 12, yeah.
So give me a grade. What grade?
6th, middle school.
Yeah. Again, people aren't going to like this. I don't think children need phones in middle school. If I were the educational czar, there would be no phones at all in schools. High school.
Well, there shouldn't be phones in schools. There shouldn't, but they should have one in their backpack.
Why?
Not
Why?
to take them to class, of course, to call home, to call for the ride people. There's 2 working parents today.
How did you and I make it without cell phones?
Kathy, times have changed.
Okay. I think young kids' phones are trouble, and there's just too much on the internet. I think it's asking too much, but I'm sure people aren't going to agree on this. But that's why you and I love each other. We have different opinions.
But definitely check it. Definitely.
Definitely
You're
check
in
the
charge
phone.
of that phone.
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
Okay. Your boyfriend of 6 years gets an amazing job offer in a different country. You've just started to settle into your current city and love your own job. Do you uproot your life to support their career or ask them to reconsider the move for your sake?
Well, that depends on how many commas are in the figure that the man's going to make.
Oh, wait. I thought you were going to go with where I was going. Your boyfriend of 6 years?
Why
What
aren't you
is-
married?
Or living together. Why haven't you made that?
Yeah.
Why
Different
haven't you-
country. That's always exciting. It depends on how old you are, where you're at in your own career, where he's at. But if it's a big, huge thing, it's an experience.
I know. See, you and I, that's the difference. We have lived long enough that if that opportunity came our way, we'd be like, hell yeah, the suitcase would be packed
Let's
and
go.
loaded for the airport before they had time to reconsider.
But it does depend on a lot of how old are you, right?
yeah, do
Where
you want
are
to
you in
marry
life?
this person or do you want to live with this person? Do you uproot your life? I don't know. Do you want to spend the rest of your life with this guy
Yeah.
or this woman, whoever it is? it's an amazing job offer. Is your job so fabulous? Can you work remotely? Can you get another job? Are you going to be resentful? I mean, if it were you,
6 years, 6 years boyfriend. That's,
maybe they don't want to get married. Maybe they don't want to be married.
Well, maybe
or
they just live
commit.
together, or do they live together? But that's up to you.
But you and I can agree we'd be packed and ready to go.
Depends on the country, of course.
Okay, well, there's
a few I might not want to go to. I don't know.
All right, amazing
Do you,
job.
sweetheart. Do you. And once again, communicate with them. See how big of a job this is. Alrighty. So you discover that a colleague is taking credit for work you've done, which has led to them receiving a promotion. Do you confront them or go directly to your boss, risking workplace harmony? Oh, God. What a jerk.
Well, there's always two sides
The
to the
guy's
story.
a jerk for doing that.
Maybe it was a group project. We don't know all the details.
Okay.
But I can tell you what I wouldn't do. I would not go to the boss, and I would not confront the person, because you know what? The other person already has the promotion. So that ship has sailed. I would make sure that I am front and center on other projects and that my boss takes notice of me so that the next promotion is mine.
I feel a little bit differently. I agree with not running to the boss and be a little snitch, tattletale, but I would definitely confront him in a quiet place that nobody sees you, but you need to let him know that you're aware. And watch out, bitch, because I'm on you. How dare you? How dare you? She worked hard, or they worked hard for this. We don't know the situation. Was it a team effort? Maybe
that's what I'm saying. If it was a team project, maybe,
that.
I mean, we only know.
But she says you discover that a colleague is taking credit for work that you've done. Boom, right there.
Well, you know what? If there's no documentation, I feel sorry for the boss, because the boss probably, isn't detail oriented if they're not taking notice of that. I don't know. That's a tough one, but
it is.
I definitely would make sure that the work you do in the future, there's ways to make your boss aware of the work you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But this happened. So what is she?
That's why I said the ship has sailed. So, it's not going to do any good to bring it up.
And I don't like people like that. But you know what? Karma's a bitch.
Did it ever happen to you?
No. Mm-mm. No, and I've never done that to anybody either. I would always give somebody credit, even if I helped on it, Ooh, that's a good one. Well, I love the way people just write in, and they're frustrated. They don't know what to do, and that's why we're here. Sometimes we can't give you the best answers, but we will give you our opinions, right, Kath?
You know what I noticed, Susan, is that you and I give, I think, different answers now than we would have when we were in our 20s or 30s.
Absolutely.
It's what is that? Youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah. Is that right? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, then. Well, that does it for this episode. And thank you so much for joining us today on Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. And be sure to subscribe, as we have new episodes and fabulous guests coming out every week that you won't want to miss.
And make sure to submit your questions to us. Go to bachelornation.com/golden hour and send them in.
Listen to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts. See you next time.